Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited to have you here. There's something I want to touch on real quick. This one won't take too long, but I do think that it's something that needs to be said. And it's something I've talked about in the past, but I have not brought up recently. And with all of that being put out there, we're going to talk about the fear of success. A lot of people know or are familiar with the idea of the fear of failure, right? So they never stop or they don't follow through because they're afraid they're going to fail. Now, a lot of people don't ever consider the other side of that coin, which is actually the fear of being successful. And I think that it's really interesting to put into perspective because I believe that I'm one of those people that's more driven by the fact that I used to be afraid of being successful, but there's a little bit of a different way to look at it. And I'm just kind of going, off the cuff here. It was a thought that came to mind, and I really wanted to talk about it with you. Um, Fear of failure, there's a lot of people that think about that and they're like, I don't want to worry about failing. So we're just not going to put ourselves out there at all. We're not going to do anything outside of our comfort zone because if I fail, then I'm just going to be disappointed. We're going to be right back here where we started. We may as well just stay here, right? That's basically how fear of failure works. Now, in my opinion. Now, as far as another one, um, fear of success, there's a couple of different ways that we can break that down that I have thought of. So there is the fear of being successful and then failing, right? So then you are going to put yourself into a situation where you feel mortified and therefore very judged, which could happen. Okay. So there is nothing scarier, especially in today's world, than putting yourself out there and saying, like, follow my journey. It doesn't even necessarily need to be your health journey, right? Maybe it is your climbing up the ladder at work, right? Or maybe you're trying to earn a certain degree to be in a certain position. Or, maybe you are trying to work on a relationship, right? And you put it out there that, you have this great relationship, but then it fails, right? And you're afraid that if you are like successful and then all of a sudden the success goes away, something changes, and then suddenly you fail at it, that you're going to be mortified and therefore judged. And everyone will think, like, what the heck were they thinking they were going to do there, right? And so it's really, really, really hard to think about this way. But what I want to put out there, especially when it comes to, weight loss journeys or body transformation type stuff, is you're going to be successful, but this is also applicable to anything in life. You're going to reach successful points, but there is no success that is a straight line up. Like, it just doesn't happen. You're going to have, backfires, you're going to have potholes, you're going to have cliffs that you fall off and get back on. And it's just part of it. You're going to go 5 steps forward and 2 steps backward and then start up again multiple times until you finally reach the successful point that you're trying to get to. And I also want to point out that once you reach success, that you're not going to be satisfied just staying there, because we're not people, like, humans are not designed to just be stagnant or to be just okay with what we're doing. Like, we have that itch to keep on doing more, to keep on doing better. And that's where things are going to continue to change and morph, and you have to go with it. And so that's something that I really want to point out, because someone may judge you, right? So, like, take me for instance in my journey, right? So I was heavy, and then I had kids and I was heavier, and then I got like really, really, really lean. And then I had to go backwards, is what some people would say. And I would even say that to myself sometimes, because it's hard to change. And I had to put on weight. I had to go up in size. I needed to do things that were different from the normal, from what normal everyday people would call a success. And therefore, I felt like a failure because I couldn't hold on to that super lean body, right? And that is something that I think maybe needs to be put out there more often, is that sometimes actual um what your actual thought process is that defines success isn't necessarily what it should be for long-term success. Maybe we need to change what our idea of success really is, or our definition of success really is, so that we know exactly how we can continue to strive to be better without, like, destroying ourselves in the process. And so, and also put out there, we're always going to be judged, right? No matter what we're doing, whether we are doing it by the book or we're doing it right and we are healthy and we are happy and we're leading the best lives ever. You can be the best human in the world, and there's going to be somebody that gives you crap about it, right? Like it's just how people are. So just know that you're going to be judged no matter what. Now, being mortified about falling backwards on a goal of any kind, I think it's important to understand that being mortified, being embarrassed is 100% a you thing, right? You don't have to be embarrassed or mortified. Just be honest, right? Like for me, I was totally honest through my whole journey of going like from super lean, this like bikini on stage body to what I would consider more of like an everyday human type body. Okay. And I, for the longest time, was mortified and embarrassed of it, but instead decided to look at it in a way that it was a me problem that was mortified by it. Meanwhile, everybody else around me was totally good with it. They didn't care. I was the one that was bringing all that pressure onto myself because I was embarrassed by it. So look at it differently. You don't have to be embarrassed by it. Just be honest about your journey, why you're going that way. Lead others by example. And it doesn't only have to be, health related. Maybe it's a relationship, right? Maybe you post all about being in this great relationship and you're so happy and things are amazing and something changes, right? And now you're no longer in said relationship. You're removing yourself from that relationship. And it's unfortunate that in today's world, we have to be so transparent with the world about what's going on inside our own homes and inside our own lives. But that's what we subject ourselves to when we put ourselves out there. And so, if you're in this, this other example of being in a relationship that was amazing and you're boasting about it, you're so excited and all the things are great. And then all of a sudden, the engagement gets called off or whatever, something changes, somebody changes their mind, and now you're embarrassed by it. Just be honest. Like, hey, you know what? It wasn't going to work out, or at least it's not going to work out right now. And it was for the best of the both of us to be honest with it, right? It's got to be looked at that way so that you can get past this fear of being just so embarrassed about something, because the embarrassment issue, the mortified issue is all you. So I think that's a really, really big thing to take into account. Most people around you probably aren't going to be too worried about judging you about it, right? Just be honest and open about it. And oftentimes they're going to be able to relate to you about it and probably be more supportive instead of you trying to keep it all in and, make everything look like it's all perfect and hunky dory on the outside. So there's that piece. Now, the other one that I also thought of is never being successful enough. So some people look at the fear of success as like, okay, I really, really want to be successful in this goal, but they're afraid that they're never going to be satisfied enough. And so they're never going to be successful enough with said goal. And therefore, it either burns them out trying to keep on reaching for that next rung of the ladder, or it's going to prevent them from starting the goal, or it's going to prevent them from following through on the goal. And I think it's a really interesting piece too to consider, because I know that I've been this person as well. And I need to have that promotion. I need to be recognized by this person because I'm doing this good thing. And I need this and I need this. And it was all this, it was needing to be justified by other people. It was like I needed to have that recognition piece in order to be satisfied. And when I finally got that next level of recognition from these people, it didn't even matter anymore because I just wanted that next level of recognition 2 seconds later. It's like I forgot to enjoy the fact that I was successful with part of my goal. And I think that happens to a lot of people. It's like, oh, well, I'm here. It's not nearly as much fun as I thought it was going to be. Let's keep pushing for that next level. And there's nothing wrong with pushing. But when we push ourselves so much that we're never satisfied with the goal, we often lead to burnout. We often lead to hating the thing that we once loved because we kept pushing so hard that we never gave ourselves enough of a chance to enjoy the journey to it. And that's the part we need to slow down and change our mindset about. And instead, now I redefined what my definition of success is, right? My definition of success now is yes, staying healthy, making the best choices that I can every day, but as far as everything else goes, it's having a great marriage. It's being able to have a conversation with my husband and moving forward through an issue, working through whatever problem arises in our lives at that point, or whatever sticking point we're stuck in, or however tired we are, whatever scheduling issue we have, right? We can have that conversation like and there's no work involved in it. It is just being able to have that conversation. Or it's another definition of success is being able to have a family meal, right? Or putting quality food on the table. Those types of things are huge definitions of success for me now. Being able to go to tournaments, being able to be myself with my family, to go to town festivals and not open my computer for the day. These are really, really big definitions of success that have changed over the years. And I think that there's something that a lot of you probably could use is a just a readjustment of what your definition of success is. Because if you push so hard that you never ever enjoy the present moment, that you never ever enjoy the journey on the way to said successful goal, you're going to forget to enjoy life and it's just going to run by. It's just going to run by. So you really need to have that mindset adjustment. And also, this does apply to the people that it's preventing them from starting or following through. You're never going to be able to predict the future. You're not going to know the unknown. And it scares the shit out of me every day. I wish I knew that I was making the right decision with X, Y, or Z. I wish I knew that I was telling my kid the right amount of advice or the right advice or pushing them in the right way or pulling them from the other way. Right. I wish that I knew that, if I make this choice with my nutrition right now and I follow it through for this amount of time, that I'm going to feel this way later. Like, you can't ever know for sure. And like, what if I make this business decision right now? How's that going to affect me in 5, 10 months from now? Right? Like it is very, very scary to not be able to predict that future. But you guys, that is part of the process of being human. You're not supposed to be able to predict the future. You have to be able to live in the present moment. And you need to be able to take what you know and make an educated guess or decision that you think will take you to the place that you want to be. But it will also allow you to enjoy the moment. It will allow you to enjoy the present time with people that are around you so that you're not so burnt out or afraid from doing well. And I think that's a really big piece. Like yesterday, for instance, you guys, I went to a little town festival with my husband. We danced like idiots in the middle of the town festival to a band, like joking around, laughing, right? I could not do that a year ago, 2 years ago. I could not shut down the go, go, go part of my life enough to enjoy a night with someone that matters more to me than anyone else in the world. If that is you, you need a mindset adjustment in order to learn how to appreciate your present moment. So instead of looking at success as earning this or that recognition or promotion or whatever, yes, still climb for those things if they're important, but don't make them the only thing that matters. You have to look at success as what you're doing every single day so you can truly enjoy every single day. When you enjoy every single day, that's the biggest success you can possibly have. So really just mindset adjustments all the way around. So if you're fear of failure, if you're fearful of success, if you are fearful of success and then failing, or if you're fearful of never being successful enough, if any of these apply to you, look at it as a mindset adjustment and know that you'll never be able to predict the future. But the more that you know right now and the more that you appreciate every single day, the better decisions you're going to be able to make moving forward that will set you up for more success as you continue making decisions. And you'll be able to enjoy life a lot more on the way. So hopefully this helps somebody. I know it's kind of a lot of rambling, but it was just an idea that came to my head, a couple of different ways to look at things, and hopefully it helps somebody think about things a little bit differently today. So as always, if you need anything, I'm here. Join our Facebook group, download that NH Fitness app. We're happy to help you at Team NH Fitness with any goal that you have. And if nothing else, give the podcast a follow so you don't miss any more future episodes. And yeah, we're always here for you. So we will be talking soon and have a great rest of your day. Bye.